So what happens when two of the greatest guitar players of all time meet by chance? Well, they make one of the greatest iconic rock and roll albums of all time. Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. And at the heart of it was Dwayne Allman. Eric Clapton is heartbroken over his secret love for George Harrison's wife. He wanted a new sound in this album. He wanted something emotional. So he formulated a new band called Derek and the Dominos. Now, meanwhile, Dwayne Allman, he's only 23 years old. He's turning heads. He's knocking people out with his slide playing. And the word is spreading fast. Now, Tom Dowd, who was a legendary producer, a genius, knew both of these people. He knew Dwayne, he knew Eric. Eric's in Miami, and he's recording an album. He knew Dwayne was nearby playing a show, so he invited him over, and they started jamming that night. Everything clicked. Now, they're both having a blast. Clapton's like, it's like we've been playing forever, you know? It was like bread and butter. And just like that, Dwayne Allman joined Derek and the Dominos. Interesting formula. Clapton is sad, he's feeling the blues, and like Dwayne's brother Greg said in some interviews that I've watched, Dwayne Allman had a fire. He was hungry. He wanted to create. So he came in there with this fire. Eric had the blues, and it was just a perfect mix. So what songs did Dwayne play on? Well, one of them is Key to the Highway. And talk about the blues, man. Dwayne's on the slide, and he's just ripping it up. And the excitement in the room is infectious. They're having a blast. You could hear it in the music. Just phenomenal performance. Then we have Why Does Love Have to Be So Sad? Well, I'll tell you what, Dwayne, this is when you hear the fire. He is tearing it up on the guitar, and it just hits you right here all the way. He has to get that very last note at the end. I love it. Then there's one of the most iconic tunes of all time in music history, Layla. It starts off with that signature lick that is one of the best licks of all time on the guitar, right? And then it goes into this beautiful thing. It's in movies, it's in all kinds of films. Just an incredible tune that I get the goosebumps from every time I listen to it. So here's another thing. You can go on YouTube, Spotify, and listen to a recording of Dwayne Allman in a radio station being interviewed. And he talks a lot about the album. I mean, it was around that time, 1970, and they ask him a series of questions. He puts Eric Clapton on a pedestal. I mean, Eric's one of his heroes, right? Considering that he's one of his heroes, there's a lot of guitar riffs that Dwayne learned from Eric Clapton, or at least loves the way Eric plays them. And so, what I thought was interesting was the person interviewing Dwayne asked, well, who's playing? Who's playing what solo? They're both playing guitar. How do you know who's soloing when? And I love Dwayne's answer. He goes, well, you could either dream about it and go, you know, if you don't know much about guitars, go ahead and guess who's playing what. But he says, I'm playing a Les Paul, a Gibson Les Paul, and Eric's playing a Fender Stratocaster. And if you know the tone of both instruments, you'll know who's playing what. Because Dwayne plays slide on a lot of it, but he does do regular solos, and you have to know who's who. And you'll know by the tone of the guitar if you've played a Gibson Les Paul or Fender Stratocaster. So I thought that was cool. And the flowers that Dwayne gives Eric in that interview is awesome. He was so supportive of other musicians that influenced him, and I think that's just a beautiful thing. Dwayne Allman is one of my all-time heroes, okay? And it saddens me that he only passed away not too long after that album was recorded. But what's incredible is, in that short amount of time, just a few days, they created something that was magical. It lasted forever. And we have that music forever. It was just created in a few days. I can't get over that. It blows my mind. Dwayne Allman's guitar playing on the Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs album is not just brilliant, it's spiritual. If you have never listened to that album from start to finish, you better do yourself a favor and get that album or stream it or do something and devote some time to it with headphones, in the car. I don't care how you do it, but you gotta listen to that album. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I have a deep passion for music and music history and vintage guitars. So if you like that stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.